What's up, guys? WIFFY here with the WIFFY Real Podcast. Welcome again if you're joining us. Today is a special day, man. We're in a very cool place, as you guys can see. I'm here with my good friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Joe, owner and CEO of Signature Barbershop, man. Let's give it up one time for Mr. Joe.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Man, damn, that was an intro.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy,
dude. I get a lot, when I do the podcast and people listen to it. They're like, dude, you have a radio voice, man.
You do. I thought it was a cucuy en la mañana.
Bueno, la mañana. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Dude, thank you for having us here. This is your home, man. This is your shop. This is your space, your spot, dude.
Yes. Where all the magic happens.
Yeah, where all the magic happens, dude. Literally, you have a lot of magic in here, dude. I can see it all over, dude.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, this is so cool. Dude, as you can tell, we've been doing the podcast outside of our normal studio.
Yes.
And I think I'm liking it more because I get to go visit people,
yes.
In their space.
Yes.
And it's pretty unique, man. It gives it a different feel, different environment. And it allows, I think, for deeper conversations too, because we can, sometimes I just look around and I'm like, man, hey, what about that, bro?
Yeah, you can pinpoint certain things in here like, hey, tell me about that. Tell me about that. We're like, what is that? So yeah, obviously, I feel like when you're in the studio, like, it's just kind of like script.
Yeah, it's script, sanitized. My studio was very like minimalist, so it was just always about the conversation. Yeah. But here, man, there's a lot to talk about, man.
Oh, man, there's so much history in here. This is like, I tell people, this is like wine. The older it gets, the better. So that's just a barbershop. I feel like the more the time goes by, the better it gets, because it becomes a place for the community to come and break bread and talk about certain conversations, where it's a neutral zone. That's what the barbershops are, honestly. We guys just escape the reality. They just come in here and they got work, they got things going on in their lives, and this is the place where they come and relax.
Right on,
get away from everything, all the problems. They just come to talk to the barber, man.
Yeah, the guy
that
knows everything in the community.
We don't know everything, but all right, we listen to you and we get to know you, and we become. I tell people, look, man, like I tell the barbers, when you become a barber, bro, you become a friend. And then you make friends with those guys, and they become your friends, and then that friend comes back every week, every 2 weeks, every month, and they pay you, and they tip you to come see you. So what job does that, where you make a friend and they come back every time to come see you? Give them a nice little service, give them a VIP service, and they pay you for that.
Yeah, definitely, man. And then people get attached too, like not in a negative sense, but like in the positive way, where like your barber becomes your guy.
Exactly.
And even if you walk into the same barbershop, but your guy's not there, it's always like, I'll come back.
Yeah. Where's WIFFY at today? It's not even about the haircut sometimes. It's more about the relationship.
Yeah.
With the guy, right. The conversations, the birthday. Sometimes we remember, the birthdays. We remember like certain special occasions that they might have. Like, some of the guys that come in here, they come in for their wedding haircut. They're about to get married. And like that's like a very important conversation, and we get to be part of that. We give them the shave, we give them the haircut, and then next thing you know, that it's all over the damn the house, the pictures.
Yeah.
And we did that for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's more than just the haircut, honestly. It's the relationship that we built with these guys.
How cool, man. What a job, dude. What a job, man. Or what a career, I should say.
Yeah.
What an occupation. Huh?
It's different every day. But honestly, I love it.
Dude, so I know we got to talking about the actual profession here, man, but I always like to start with having my guest share a little bit about their story, man, like of origin, where they started, where they, where you come from, how'd you end up here,
Okay.
Give us like a quick summary, dude, of where you come from and where you're going, brother.
Well, I grew up in Long Beach. Well, my parents are from Mexico. I'm from Mexico myself. I consider myself Mexican, Latino. I'm proud of that. I grew up in Long Beach on the east side. Went to Poly High School. I grew up with two parents that were just the hardest workers I ever met in my life. And they just built that into me. Just waking up every day, seeing them work hard, it just, created that for me to, have a purpose in life and doing certain things. And if you want something, if you want to work hard enough, you could get it. And just really thankful for my mom and my dad for ingraining that into me. So, and then after that, my dad opened up a couple businesses in Long Beach, opened a couple restaurants, started his entrepreneurship. But life just brought him to Arizona. He just decided that what he was looking for was not in California. Came to Arizona, opened another business. As he's an entrepreneur. He's crazy. I tell him, you're crazy. You're an entrepreneur. You're just a lunatic. So he came down here and started his own construction business in landscaping, custom landscaping. I worked with him. Did a lot of. We just we just bump heads a lot. That's just a typical dad and son. But he built that into me, and then I've been cutting hair for a long time. It was always behind my head. One day maybe, I was like, all right, I think it's cool, but it wasn't a career at the time. So I worked in sales, got a really opportunity in Verizon. Did sales, talked to people all day, got into training, salesmen, employees, and things like that, and it just built that into me. And then I had a barber, my buddy Martin. They worked in a barbershop. And I was saw Martin. Martin was like always clean, always happy, smiling. I was miserable working in sales. I hated I just hated my job. And I asked Martin, I was like, dude, like, do you make money, bro? Like, he's like, yeah, we make money. We make pretty good money. Tips every day. We're never broke. I was like, huh, okay. And then one day I just decided, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get my license, go to barber school, and get certified. I want to do things the right way, so I want to get certified. Sign up in the school, got my license. I looked at my wife and I told her, I was like, hey, I want to be a barber. And she looked at me like, are you crazy? How are you gonna make money? So I was like, well, I just gotta figure something out. And she stood behind me, and she was working a full-time job at Amazon, dude, working overnights from, I think she would walk in at 5 a.m. and get out at like what, 4 or 5, or no, sorry, from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. So she was a zombie when she got home. So every time she got home, I would get the kids ready, take them to school, and then she was barely going to sleep. So it was some tough times, man. And she's still by my side. She's still by my side, and I'm thankful for her. So shout out to her. She's the circle of my life,
dude. So let's stop right there real quick, man, and kind of focus on that a little bit, dude. So how old were you when you met your girl, dude? Your wife now?
Oh man,
how long have you guys been married?
Dude, we've been married for. Dude, you put me on blast. We've been married for 16 years.
16 years.
16 years. We've been knowing each other from high school.
Okay.
We met in high school. She was in high school. I was already kind of on my way out from high school, and we met. And it was through mutual friends, and one thing led to another, and we started dating, and then that turned into getting having our first kid and getting married, and then having our second kid, and we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah,
we had no clue about parenting or any of that. We were just like, just kind of like figure it out as we go, I guess.
Dude, so how old were you guys when you guys got together, dude?
So I believe she was 15, and I was 17 going on 18.
Dang,
yeah, we've been together for a while. Yeah, we've been together, so we know each other very well.
Right on, dude.
Yeah,
that's so cool, man. Especially now that you guys are still together. You guys are building your empire, man. That's so cool.
Thank you.
And yes, like you said, shout out to her, man, because it takes a special one, man, to be able to do all this. So
well, they say after every successful man, there's a woman right behind him.
Yes, sir.
It takes a great woman to be behind a successful man. So
for sure,
shout out to her because she keeps me in check.
You know what, dude? I think that's a valuable lesson for the young people listening to us today, dude. Yeah. Make sure you guys pick a good one because I feel like a partner can either make you or break you. Yeah. So. And
nobody has a blueprint for that. Honestly, I tell everybody, look, you're gonna figure it out as you go. You're gonna size each other up and know what can you and can't you do with her. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta really get to know each other. And as time goes by, you kind of figure each other out and things work out.
Like the song says, my dad always quotes it. He's like, "Take time to know her." It's like an oldie song or something,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, they got their ways, we got our ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And we just got to, some way, shape, or form, like meet in the middle.
Cool, dude. So originally you're from California, the LA area, dude.
Yes, sir.
Long Beach.
Long Beach, Poly High School.
Shout out. And then, you know, as you guys got older or after high school, you guys moved up to Arizona.
Yes. Do I moved?
And,
I moved here, and I didn't know anybody here. I didn't have no. I mean, we have family here, but I really didn't know my family. And we get here, and I'm just like, this is different. You know, like LA moves. LA is, you know, 24/7, 365 clockwork.
Right.
That's LA. You come out here and everything's like shuts down at 9,
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nobody's outside. Everybody goes home, goes to sleep, and it's over.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because a cousin of mine came to visit. He's like, bro, why does everything die at 9 o'clock here, dude?
Yeah.
Even in downtown area, dude.
Even downtown, bro. I mean, like if you're in LA, dude, like it could be a Monday and it could be like a Friday.
Yeah.
There's so much going on over there, and and it could be good and bad.
Yeah.
However you want to look at it, but
Yeah, for sure.
you know,
Hey, so cool, man. So you end up in Arizona. So when you moved to Arizona, you were already with your wife, I'm assuming, right? Like
no, I met her here.
Oh, you met her
Yeah,
here?
she's born and raised here.
Oh, okay, cool.
She hates everything in LA,
Okay, cool.
like the teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like the Dodgers. I like the Lakers and everything. You know, just that's what I grew up on, and she just hates them. Yeah. She's Phoenix Suns. She's D-backs.
Oh, really?
She's a Cowboy fan. Oh man.
Man, how can you be a Cowboy fan in Phoenix, man? You got to root for them Cardinals, man.
Man, it's tough rooting for those Cardinals too, though.
Dude,
man.
you know what?
It's crazy.
Speaking of that, bro, I don't know if it's rumors or what, but we might be getting Rodgers, bro. What do you think?
I don't know. Dude, he came from, I don't know.
Bro, you know what I was thinking?
It'd be crazy though if they did.
It would be
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, he's old as hell, but
yeah.
All right, we'll take him.
Yeah, we'll go watch the games now.
We'll go watch the games, yeah.
You know what? I think it'd be a strategic move for them to do that.
Of course.
I think that they should do it because I think it would help the team. Not only would it help the team, but it would help like the team in the sense of like sales and stuff like that.
Of course,
dude.
yeah.
I was just there last season, like at the last game. A buddy of mine works for Ford, and he called me up and he's like, "Hey, bro, you want some tickets in the suite area?" I was like, 10-4, dude.
Heck yeah.
So he hooked me up, dude. Took
Let
my
me know.
kids. Dude, I know, bro. I'll hook you up next time. But he called me up and he's like, "Hey, bro." So I ended up taking my kids and we went to the game, and it was pretty cool, but it was kind of sad. People were just there because they had already paid for their seats or whatnot.
Yeah.
But like people were booing and the crowd was just so upset, dude. But the one thing that I was thinking was like, man, because I had never been to a game in the stadium.
Okay.
I've lived in Arizona for over 8 years now, and I hadn't been to a game. I'd been to the stadium, but not to a game.
Okay.
And so it was like super cool. I was like blown away, taken back. We're in the suite area or level, and so they were selling season tickets for the next year.
Oh.
And so I walked up to the table. I ain't got no season ticket money, dude, especially not in that section.
Not right now.
But I asked, and I was like, "Hey, how much are the tickets?" And I think it was like for a one seat, dude. I think in that area, I think it was like 5 G's or something like that
For the whole year?
for the whole year.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, dude.
No, it's not bad.
And for a second, I was thinking, like, man, how can I make this work? I was like, nah, bro, you gotta calm down.
Yeah,
dog.
relax. Hold
Relax.
on. Let's get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Well, if they get Aaron Rodgers, then it's gonna be probably like $10,000-$15,000.
That's what I'm thinking. So honestly, dude, at that time, I was thinking like, because my thought was like, even if I had the money, bro, and I put it down, like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. It's just gonna be like kind of like an experience to kind of come with my kids.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna really be engaged, you know.
Yeah.
But with Rodgers, bro, I'd be like, man, dude, I'm all in.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's do it.
Cool, man. So you're an LA Dodger fan, dude.
Lakers.
Lakers. Your wife, D-backs, sons, man.
And
you guys have been together
Cowboys.
and Cowboys. Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
didn't mention them for a reason, dog. But so you guys met young.
Yes.
You guys met here in Arizona. You guys have 2 children.
Yes,
2
sir.
kids.
Yeah, he's
and-
actually graduating tomorrow, my son.
No way.
He's going to
dude.
GCU.
Get out.
Yeah, for business.
Dude, good for him.
Thanks,
GCU is a
man.
great school. Shout
Yeah.
out to GCU. I graduated from there. Yeah, cool, man. And I was saying, so you guys started young and got married young, had 2 kids, and now you guys have built a business, man.
Yeah, together.
Cool, man.
Yeah, she's we started our first shop in Scottsdale in 2018.
Hey, well, let me get into that real quick
Okay.
before we get into that, dude. So, so you're working with your dad because your dad started a business.
Yes.
At this point, your friends like,
I'm
hey,
his
man.
first employee.
Yeah, you're his first employee.
Oh yeah,
Your dad.
My dad. At first,
Yeah.
since day one, I was his first employee. So
Cool. And then from there, your friends like, hey, man, come over to the good side,
yeah,
barbershop.
barbershop.
And so from there, you get into that. Kind of share a little bit about that, dude. The deets on that, just kind of like briefly, and then go into how you started your business, dude.
Yeah. So I went to barber school. Got my certification. Being a barber in the beginning, it sucks. It is hard, bro. It is a doggy dog's world out there. It's tough. Because you got to remember, man, you're selling yourself to people, and you're building your own little business within inside a business. Because at the end of the day, when people come back, they come and see you for the service, for the customer service, for the quality of stuff that you bring to the table. So I just tell all these guys that are inside the shop, like, listen, man, like it is, about the, us building a signature barbershop. But at the end of the day, all we do, we bring in the customers for you guys. We do the marketing and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you guys don't execute what's supposed to happen in that chair for the 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you might have that customer, either he's going to come back or not. So you got to remember, you as a barber, you got to sell yourself to these customers. And that's very important for all of us. It's very critical for new barbers coming into the industry. They understand that it's not just about the haircut. It's more than that. Selling yourself, make sure you take care of these guys, make sure you're treating them right, make sure that the the shop is fit for the right person. Because sometimes you go to certain shops and they just don't like the ambiance. They just don't like the the atmosphere of what the shop offers to them. So that's a lot of things that you're going to think about when you're starting in the industry of a barbershop.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty interesting, man. So as a barber, bro, you just kind of like opened my perspective right now. You're like you said, you're just not a barber, man. You're a sales guy.
Sales guy.
You're a customer service guy.
Yes, sir.
And the one thing that you said that caught my attention was you're building a business within a business.
Correct.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yep.
After you explained it the way you did.
Yeah, because like I said, we could put up the monument, we could do all the marketing, we could pass out flyers, we could do everything in our power to make sure that we get that one customer in here. But when they get inside the shop and they sit in that chair, that's the most critical 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever it may be that you as a barber take to perform that service. And if you don't do those things, the customer service or the right conversation, or just a lot of things that can happen in those 30 minutes that could just really drop the ball.
Cool,
honestly,
man.
So yeah,
dude, so tell us real quick, so then you become a barber. You're a barber for many years, right? How many years were you a barber for?
Altogether I think about going to like 15 to 20 years now.
Yeah, but I mean, like at the beginning, you're a barber, but you're working for somebody, right?
Yeah. I worked at different shops. I worked at mom and pop shops. I worked at V's.
How long were you at V's for, dude?
I was there like 4 or 5 years.
What location?
Downtown.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, the great location. I learned a lot. Honestly, I went into this business without. I didn't think about owning a barbershop. I just thought I was like, I'm gonna make money. I'm just gonna work here, and I should be okay.
Hey, so during this time, you're working as a barber, and your wife's still working at Amazon.
Yes, yeah.
Both of you guys are hustling.
Both of us are working hard, hustling. We're trying to improve our family. We're trying to give our kids a better life, and till this day, she still works.
No way,
yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah, she still works. She likes to work. She's a hustler, bro. So I was like, hey, if whatever makes you happy, and I think that sometimes you do need a job because sometimes when you stay home for too long, man, you might lose your head because you don't have things to do all day. I mean, how much can you go hiking? How much can you work out?
Right,
and
dude.
How many times can you go up to Sedona?
Bro, you know what's funny? I heard the other day somebody say on a video or something, dude. I forget where I heard it, but it was like spare. I'm gonna butcher it, dude. But it was something along the lines of like, free time is like the most expensive commodity or something like that. It was something along those lines where like they didn't say free time. They used another term. I'm just not, remembering, but they said something along those lines where like, man, if you have nothing to do, like that is the most expensive thing.
It is. Yeah.
And it's true, dude. Like, and like you said, there's only so many times you can go do what you really want to do before it gets old.
Before it gets old. Yeah.
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 So good for her, man.
Yeah,
Wow. That speaks.
I tell her, I was like, hey, if you want to start a business, we can start a business. You tell me, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
If you want to, figure something out, we can do that. Or you just, if you want to retire, that's fine with me.
What does she do now, dude?
She works at Swift. She's a detention, something with detention. So every time the drivers, I guess, when they get stuck somewhere and they have to bill the company, she's the one that answers the phone calls and submits the paperwork. Man. So they get paid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She likes it. She loves it.
Yeah.
They work with her. She loves it. And I'm like, look, if you're happy, I mean, that's extra.
Yeah.
Extra income. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm not mad at that.
Hey, yeah, dude.
And I told her too, I was like, you want to be a barber? She's like, no, I'm not good with being in front of people. And I'm like, well, you got to be in front of people. So if you're not a people person, then you can't be a barber.
Yeah, not the gig for you.
Not the gig for you, yeah.
Right on, dude. So you start working as a barber, like you're sharing, you work for different companies, man. And then one day, man, you just tell yourself like, hey, I think it's time.
I think it's time. Yeah, I learned, I worked at good shops. I worked at great shops, and I worked with really good owners. And I worked with some owners that were not so good. So I did pick a lot from a lot of the good shops and a lot of the shops that I was like, well, I'm not going to do that or that or that, but I'm going to do this because that makes sense. And working at these companies and, working with a franchise, like, as big as V's, I was like, dude, they do everything right here. And, they have structure. And I was like, well, I can't implement that into my shops or my shop, because I wasn't thinking of having multiple shops. And I was like, you know what? I started looking on, I think I got on Craigslist that night, and I started looking around, and this Scottsdale location popped up. This lady was had a hair salon / barbershop, and she was selling it, and I looked into it, and I was like, that's kind of cool. She wanted X amount of money, and I was like, I told my wife, and I looked over, and she's like, I told her, I was like, hey, there's this place in Scottsdale that, they're looking to close it down or sell it. And I went down there one day and I looked at it, came back, talked to my wife about it again. And she's like, all right, if you think you can do it, then let's go for it. I'm like, well, eventually we're going to have to own our business. And so we went down there, talked to the lady, made her an offer. She took it. And then next thing we contact the leasing, the company. And funny story is that one of the guy that owned the building was one of my regulars. His name was Mike, and he owns the Red Development in downtown Phoenix, and owns a lot of. I guess they own a lot of like real, commercial real estate. And I was just like thinking in my head, I'm like, damn, the universe works in a mysterious way. Contact Mike, and I was like, hey, Mike, we're looking at this location. We're thinking about opening our own business, and he pulled some strings and. Dude, we were not ready. We didn't have the financials, and we barely had enough money in our savings, And this man went out of his way to make sure that we could become owners of a business. And he's like, hey, submit, do this, submit your financials, check your credits, your credit, blah blah blah. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like all the process to do all these things, right? And then they go, like a week later, they contact us back. They call us back, contact us, and saying, "Hey, congratulations, you guys got the spot." And I was like, "No freaking way! Like this is crazy." And so I gave the guy where I was working like 2 week notice. Hey, like I'm leaving. I'm going to open up my own business. And great guy, Eddie. He's still in downtown Phoenix, downtown Barbershop. Man, what an amazing guy. And he's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's time, man. I think." I got a lot to offer to the world, man. I think my time has come, man. I think I'm ready. I had no clue. I had no clue how to run a business or do anything that had to do with a business. And so we will pay the lady. We gave her the money, buy the business, sign the lease. Show up that day on Monday. Dude, I looked at my account. There was not $1 in there. It was negative. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, dude, how are we gonna pay the bills on this thing? If this doesn't work out, like we're screwed. Like we're gonna lose everything. We're and I just got in my I just got in my head and I was like, look, man, like this is no going back. There's no going back, there's no pivoting. You just gotta push.
Hey, real quick, dude, real quick. I want to take it back a little bit, dude. Would you say that in your time of working as a barber for other people, in your different experiences with those different companies, were there individuals in those spaces that encouraged you to open your own business?
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Or did you find it to be a space where it was more like
no, there was a lot of guys that I worked with that they were like, hey, bro, you're good. You're talented. You're smart. You got this, bro. Like you should open up your own barbershop. Like, what are you doing here? Like, go open up your own place, bro. I was like, man, I don't know anything about it. Well, I didn't even know how to open an LLC. I'm like, I don't know anything about a business. Like, I just know how to work with my hands. And yeah. So there was a lot of there's a lot of mentorship throughout the process. Yeah.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So fast forward, man, you've been in business how long?
Since 2018. So that will be what I don't know, like 9 years.
8 going on 9, dude.
9 years. Yeah.
Wow, dude.
The toughest years of my life.
Dude, but in those years, man, you've built a solid business.
Correct.
How many locations do you have now, dude?
So signature locations 3.
3 signature locations.
Yes, sir. And we're thinking about opening one more.
So where are you at right now, dude?
So right now we have Scottsdale, Chandler, and Verrado.
Okay, cool, man.
Yes, sir.
And the first one was Scottsdale.
Scottsdale was the first one.
Cool, man.
Out of all places.
I know, dude.
I was like,
you went to like the you hit it right the first time, dude. You know,
Scottsdale. Wow,
bougie.
Yeah, super bougie,
dude.
But dude, honestly, that whole thing with dude, they're the nicest people I ever met in my life. I kid you not. Everybody says, "Oh, it's Scottsdale." I'm like, no, man. When you get to know these people, they push or shove, man. They help you. Yeah, during the pandemic, bro, it was crazy because we were in business during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's right.
And dude, the whole thing happened. You know, the government, you know, everybody, the whole, you know, the city shut down. And I was there. It was me and a couple of guys. And then I got to the point where like we were seeing 1 or 2, maybe 3 people a day. And I'm just looking around like, man, like how do I explain to these guys, you know, my barbers? I'm like, dude, like I don't know the answer to the solution to this, bro. Like, and they all just they were ride or die, dude. They were ride or die. Then they stay there with me, and you know, and we were there open every day. We were open. And we had 1 or 2 or maybe 3 people. We were still open. You know, let's stick it out and let's just stay here for these people. And you know, and I was like, you know, when it got to the point where we got a table and we got some dominoes. We were out there in the front playing dominoes because we were so bored. There was nobody coming in
during the pandemic.
And sure enough, dude, I just saw people buying gift cards online
for your business.
For our business.
Wow.
Yeah, they reached out to us. We were doing house calls. We were going to their houses, and they were just donating money to us. That's how far they went to make sure that we didn't go out of business. And we stayed
in Scottsdale.
In Scottsdale, and we stayed in the community with them.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool, dude.
It was very like, you know, it touched me a lot, bro. And it touched me, like, you know, how people come together in certain, you know, times and critical times where they all, you know, come together and help you out, bro. Even the small business, they didn't have to do that, but they went and they bought gift cards, and we just started seeing in our account that this money was coming in to help us keep, you know, stay afloat and pay our bills and our rent. Yeah.
What a story, dude. What a story, man. Dude, so Scottsdale, Chandler, and then now you're in
V-Town.
V-Town, man. Verrado.
Verrado, man. Chandler was another crazy ass story too, man. We I don't know what the hell got into me that day after coming out of the pandemic. Well, during the pandemic, actually, I should say. And I was looking online again. I was like scrolling through my phone, and I come across this location. They just literally just shut down because of the pandemic. And I kind of like, you know, went behind my wife's back, and I went to go look at it. And I called the guy, contacted him, met up with him. And I was like, that's a cool location, man. Like, like he looked at me like, bro, everybody's leaving this place. You're coming in right now. And I was like, yeah, it'll be a good opportunity. So in my head, I'm thinking like, well, everybody's leaving, and this is the time to capitalize on this, right? So let's make an offer and let's get in there. And I talked to my wife, go back there, and she's looking at me like, you're bananas. Like you're trying to go in business during the pandemic. And I'm like, look, honestly, I feel like we will get a really good deal at this time, and I feel like everybody is going against the grain. I'm like, let's go with the grain on this one. And sure enough, we put the offer. We asked them what we want. We signed the lease, and they roll out the red carpet for us. Because they probably looked at me like, you're insane, dude. Like, everybody's going out of business. You're here. You are coming into business with us. So, yeah, that was a crazy story, man. So far, it's been good. It's been great. It's still there. And, it just created a lot of opportunity for other people, too.
Right on, dude. And then, so tell me about Verrado, dude. How'd you end up in Verrado?
It's my favorite spot, man. Verrado. I love Verrado, man. I love the people here, man. They're just different. They're crazy out here, but they're different. They're like really, it's a cool community out here, man. Yeah. I call it the little treasure island, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I used to actually, I was working the West Side. I worked at a couple shops here in the West Side too. I was really high of Verrado, man. I was like, I used to live on the other side of the highway. And I would, drive over here with my wife and my kids to, come grab something to eat at the pizza place or at the yogurt place. And I was like, man, one day it'll be cool to either own a house here or something, just kind of manifesting. And I just left it at that, just went up on, with my business and kind of continued life. And then one day I heard that they were opening more businesses and more shopping centers here. And I was like, huh. That'd be kind of cool to open a barbershop in Verrado, right? And I called the place, left my information, gave them my contact information, and sure enough, they called me back a couple of weeks later, and they were like, "Hey, man, you still interested in opening a barbershop in Verrado?" And I was like, "Well, sure, why not?" Got in contact, talked to the guy, got my guy involved, Daniel, our commercial real estate guy, and I was like, "Hey, let's do it." I looked at my wife, and she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "That's another barbershop with more problems." And I'm like, "Well, nothing's easy anyway, so let's just do it. I mean, who cares? If it works, that's fine. If it doesn't, then who cares?" At the end of the day, I mean, we'll just go back to what we were doing before. And we signed the contract. We get things rolling. They give us the date to start the construction. And shit just hit the fan, bro. Shit hit the fan. I'm like, what do you mean I got to put up walls? Like, what do you mean I got to put in plumbing, electrical? It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, dude. So let's give the audience a little context.
Man.
So when you're building, so the other businesses you had started, the other shops, they were already built.
They were already built.
Mm-hmm. And so you kind of took over them and you made them your own, but they were already built.
We just put makeup on it.
Yeah, you put makeup on it.
That's it.
And when you came here, you realized like when it was a new build and there's no walls, it's empty. I didn't know
what a skeleton, a gray shell was until I came here, and they were like, "Well, this is a gray shell or whatever they call it, eggshell, whatever it may be." And I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" They're like, "Well, you got to put up walls, you got to put in the plumbing, you got to put in the electrical." And I'm like, man, bro, what the hell did I get myself into?
Yeah, it's a whole nother game.
Yeah.
If you're watching and you're thinking of starting your business and you're looking at a new location, just know that you're gonna probably have more headaches. You're probably gonna spend more money, and it's gonna take a little longer to open, man. Yeah,
especially with the city.
Yeah, the cities, bro.
Oh, man.
The cities, and then also depending on what you're doing, sometimes the county gets involved, dude. And the county, bro, that's a whole nother story.
That's another story.
Yeah, but right on, dude. So you finally, you guys, you're sharing that you guys would come as a family. You guys would hang out here in Verrado, dude.
Yeah.
And then, you always had that desire to open a shop here, man.
Yeah, the
opportunity came up.
And here we are.
Here you are. crushing.
Man, I'm telling you, this place is different, man. I'm honestly really thankful for the community here, man. I can't be. We're blessed. This community has been really good to us, and that's why we go above and beyond for them to make sure that we take care of them and make sure that we, every day over here we appreciate for what they're doing for us, for our family, honestly, and for everybody in here too. Because I tell these guys, man, it's not about us; it's about the family we're creating here. All the guys that work here, whether we like it or not, we adopt another family. Every time we hire someone, they become our family. They become our responsibility. Because at the end of the day, if we're not successful, they're not successful. If we innovate, we create, and we push to create more opportunity for them, and that becomes an opportunity for them too as well, so they can feed their families and take care of their families. So, yeah, I'm just really, really thankful for Verrado, man, and I have a lot of love for Verrado. So, I will make sure that we always go above and beyond for them.
Right on, dude. Right on, and you can definitely tell that. You can feel that in the community, man. So, appreciate you, brother, on that too, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. So, out of all your locations, is this the one where you spend more time now?
I do, because I live 5 minutes away.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I go home, take a nap, and come back to work, eat something, and come back to work.
Dude, and here's a little tough question for you, dog. Out of all your locations, man, how would you rate them in like from 1 to 4, dude?
Man, man, they're all great.
Yeah,
they're all different. Every business is different. Every business, every business is like a child.
Threw a little curveball at you.
Yeah, every single one of them brings a little bit of chaos in a good way. So they're all different. Every business you open, you're gonna start opening your own business, your businesses. So you're gonna see, some you gotta give them love, all of them the same way. Some are obviously gonna be the favorite ones. So, but
V-Town.
Yeah. Yeah. This is our favorite one for sure.
Yeah. Well, what can we say, dog?
We put the damn tile in here, so we paint the walls and put the walls.
Yeah, this is a
so
labor of love right here, dude.
Labor of love for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, right on, man. Dude, so you guys, how long have you been open here? Have you already hit the 1 year mark or no?
We just passed. So we're a year and like 4 months, I think.
Cool.
And it's been the most amazing year and 4 months. I could say the most blessed for a year and 4 months that we've been here.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, we've just been seeing people coming in through that door every single day. Every single day.
Hey, did you have a grand opening?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, we did. We went all out, man. We gave away a bunch of things. Somebody won a 1 year of free haircuts.
Get out.
Yeah, he just completed that.
No way.
Yeah. So yeah, it was amazing.
That's cool, dude. Yeah. That's cool, man. Hey, I was gonna ask you something else, dude, but I totally flipped out. I forgot. You know what's funny? Like 2 weeks ago, I went to the doctor and they tested me for ADHD, bro.
I think I might have the same thing. I can't stay still.
Dude, so for me, my mind, it just runs wild, bro, all the time. Like I'm just like in a million places.
You're an entrepreneur.
Dude, I guess, But I have to say that I didn't go because I want to take medication. I just went to know so they can tell me what type I am,
Oh, man.
And then also I can tell
didn't
my
even know
wife.
they had types. What type are you?
Dude, I think so. The clinic director was telling me that I guess now there's like a combination. So you can be like, because before it was you're either one or the other.
Damn.
Like you're super active,
Okay.
but your mind is pretty chill, or like your mind is super active and you're chill. So now there's like they call it ADHD combined. So basically, like you're a little bit of both. And I think from the initial assessment, she was like, "I think you're that one.
You're the special one."
Yeah, you're the special one, dude. But
That's crazy.
I took the test. You know what's funny, dude? Like, so I got there and it's like a 4-hour test, bro.
Wow.
And they told me come prepared, just come comfy and you can take as many breaks as you need or whatever.
Yeah.
But talking like you said, man, we're entrepreneurs, man. So we're like, let's get this done.
Get done, bro.
So I powered through it, but it was funny because the tests themselves made me feel like, man, what's happening here, man? Because it was like tests that made me feel like I was in kindergarten. Like, hey, can you put the shape here with the other shape and then stuff like that. But you know what's crazy is that when we got to that piece where I had to put shapes together,
Okay.
I don't know if I had some brain fatigue because I had been going all morning.
Yeah.
And then they showed me an image. They're like, put it together. And so I was like,
Shutting down.
Dude, I was like, what's happening?
Need some caffeine.
Like, I was looking at the girl in front of me. I'm like, I am not dumb, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro. They probably have your video somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I should have like
funny.
live streamed it, dude.
Oh man.
But dude,
are you smarter than the fifth grader?
Dude, out of the three, shapes they wanted me to put together, I think I only did one.
No
you know?
way, really?
Yeah, but you know what's funny, dude?
That's crazy.
So I know for sure, like the area of deficit that I have for sure, and it's memory retention.
Okay.
So I always struggle with like people's names and stuff. You know,
Yep.
like let's just say I met you for the first time, and you're like, "Hey, man, my name's Joe." I'll be like, "Cool, man. What's up, Joe?" But then like 3 seconds later, dog, I don't remember your name.
What's your name again?
But in the test that I was doing, dude, like they read a list to me.
Okay.
And then at the end they're like, all right, tell us all the words that you remember. And they asked me like, no joke, like 5 times, and I didn't remember like all the words. And then we kind of moved on. We did other tests, and then randomly, right before the end, the girl's like, I'm gonna read you a list, and it's gonna be 2 words at a time, and you're gonna tell me which one of those 2 words was on the list. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, bro, I didn't remember the first 8 times you asked me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember now when it's been like 2 hours later.
Oh man.
But she asked me, bro, and I think I don't know if it's because the way they did it, but they would give me a word and another word. So my brain would register like, no, that ain't the word, dog. It's this one.
Yeah.
So I got them all right.
No way.
Yeah. So it's trippy how they do it. you
Yeah.
know?
They're just trying to trick your mind, man.
Yeah, but
You good.
enough
You got this.
of my ADHD experience, dog. But cool, man. So dude, what'd you think, man? Or when you first saw the sign up go up, dude, the Wiffies?
Man. I was like,
what were your
all right,
thoughts?
let's go.
Dude, who's that guy?
Who is that dude, bro? Wiffies. What is that? Dude, that name is catchy though. People
Yeah.
are always asking about that, and I'm like,
Oh, they've asked you here, dude?
yeah. They're like, what is? I'm like, yeah, it's like it's a place where you can make your own sodas, and mix things. That, it's a pretty cool, unique concept. So people are really interested of what's going on over there, man.
Yeah,
I can tell you
cool,
that.
man.
So I'm
Cool.
telling you, this place, bro. This is. I'm telling you, the Treasure Island is crazy, bro. Everybody doesn't leave the island; they stay here.
Yeah, you know what, dude?
Yep.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I felt that, dude. Yeah, I'm excited to get going to serve this community too, man. And but yeah, man, you told me you had a couple questions for me, man. What's
Yeah.
cracking?
Damn, I forgot. What's your journey? Where you come from? Or, tell us a little bit about yourself.
About
man.
the Whiffmeister.
The Whiffmeister.
Dude,
Yes.
number one, thank you for asking me if you can ask me questions, because
Yeah.
nobody's asked me questions
I'll just
before,
ask
dude.
you questions. You're in the shop now. You're in the barbershop. So let me be the barber right now.
Yeah.
Where you from?
I'm down with that, dude. Cool, man. So I'm originally from California, Imperial County, east of San Diego.
Yes.
I grew up in a small town, border town, bro, called Calexico.
Calexico, man.
Calexico, California,
I
dude.
know the in and out right there in Calexico.
Dude, that sucker just went in a few years ago,
Yep.
dude, So if you drive from Phoenix to San Diego, you pass El Centro, which is like the northern town.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, dude, born and raised there. We lived in Calexico, but it's a small town, nothing really happening, but everything for fun or anything like that, man. We would just cross the border, man.
Okay.
Everything's like, drinking age is younger over there.
Yeah. All the party stuff.
And so all the fun stuff, dude. And then at the time I was involved, I did music, by the way,
Really?
dude. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's a little side secret.
Come on,
I
man.
don't share with a lot of people nowadays.
Okay. All
But
right.
so
All
I
right.
had a few friends out there, dude. I had a band or whatnot, dude.
You
So,
played the drums, or what did you play?
dude, I was a guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know you can't, like, you probably look at me today. You're
Hey,
like,
we got a celebrity here, man.
you're
We
like-
don't even know this.
You're like, really, Fluffy?
That's crazy.
I wasn't fluffy back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but I had to say, dude, that had a blast, dude. Growing up there, went to school in San Diego, graduated, came back, got married, and then we ended up moving to the Coachella Valley, bro. So that's kind of like the Palm Springs area.
You went from like okay to like Party City,
Dude.
Coachella.
Coachella,
Man,
yeah.
never been
And
there,
so-
but I heard stories.
Oh, really? Dude?
Yeah.
You know what's that's funny? So like the Coachella Valley. That's what they call the whole area there.
Yeah.
It's really like known for Palm Springs, But now Coachella Fest happens in the
bro.
city of Coachella, which is kind of like on your way out of the valley. But yeah, we lived in Palm Desert, which is like a city there, and then we moved to La Quinta, which is a neighboring city.
Damn.
But it's like it's not very big, but it's big.
Big enough.
Big enough. There's several cities, and they all kind of like are sandwiched together. And there's like, for the most part, all the cities with a few locations here and there, like it's really nice.
Wow.
It's like manicured, dude. So no matter where you drive, like you're hitting like manicured, resorts and things like that,
Really?
Yeah, so it's like a resort, like a retirement community.
In the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere,
That's
dude.
crazy. There's like a lot of snowbirds, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you're driving down the 10, you don't even see it.
No, you
Like,
just see a bunch of sand and
right. But you take a little right turn, dog, and you're like, whoa,
like,
pulling up to some celebs' houses out there.
You look suspect right there.
Yeah. In my 2015 Toyota Sienna.
Right, the Impala. You looking real suspect right now.
Like, who's this guy, dude?
He's lost.
Yeah. But you know what, dude? It was a great experience. The job I had there was cool because it exposed me to the community. Okay. So I met a lot of people, and I got to do a lot of cool things because of it. But from there, we ended up moving out here to Phoenix in 2018. And I remember just looking at my wife and telling her, like,
just when I opened the shop.
Yeah.
2018.
When you were opening up, dude. I was barely moving out here.
Sell my life away.
Yeah. But yeah, so then we moved out here. I told my wife we're never gonna launch out here, Yeah. Houses is so expensive, bro, cost of living. And as you know.
Hold on, so it was more expensive to live here than it was back in...
No, over there.
Over there. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank God we always got to live in some decent areas.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I couldn't really do more than just pay my rent.
Yeah, that sucks.
And so I told my wife, you know what, like I see opportunity in Arizona.
Yep.
And honestly, I always liked the vibe, coming here as a kid and stuff like that, and certain hobbies that I like, bro, that I was kind of restricted over there. Here, I'm like, hoorah,
Yes, sir. I came in the winter time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I was kind of sold on the winter time.
Yeah.
And then, dude, when the summer came, I have never seen a car with their windows up and the freaking AC full blown. Yeah. I was driving my dad's 2001 Ford Expedition with the AC full blown, windows up at like 9:30 in the night. This is nuts. I'm like, what the happened here? This is crazy.
You're like, did the AC break outside or what?
Dude, this is wild. I have never experienced that heat. That was like the first time I was like, this is wild.
Dude, where I grew up, I think it's actually a little hotter, dude.
Boy,
just a tad. Yeah. I remember driving by, I think it was like 2 summers ago, and I was headed to San Diego, but I passed by El Centro. And right there in the desert part, dude, it was like 119.
Well, you got all that sand right next to you guys. So it's, oh, man. Oh, thank you.
But, yeah, dude, that's kind of my story, man. In a nutshell, I've worked normal jobs, but for a few years now, I've been trying, the entrepreneur life. I've had a few businesses. Not all have been successful. A few have.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Because you learn. I got to tell people, you got to fail before you become successful. You got to fail. Because at the end of the day, if you have a lot of wins, what's the victory in that, right? If you just keep winning, if you just started something just from day one, or you don't understand what, like, failing it feels like. It doesn't build character. So when you fail and you create something and it doesn't work, then you just put your chin up and you just like, brush yourself off and just, all right, whatever it is, what it is. It's my loss. Maybe I didn't do things right, but maybe the next one it will be better.
You know what, dude? I think people, unfortunately, are afraid of failure, dude.
You have to fail.
But like you said, you have to fail, dude. There's like a leadership guy. He always says, like, fail fast. Don't worry about failing, just fail fast.
Yeah.
And the idea behind that is that, with failure comes knowledge.
Correct.
So learn quick and then go do it again.
Yeah. I mean, how are you gonna understand what things not to do,
right,
or what things that you need to correct, or how do you go back onto, back to your, because honestly, life is a blueprint.
Mm.
And how do you go back to, well, that didn't work. Well, that was a failure. Well, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done, went that direction instead as a business. But then when you do have something good that you create and you nurture and you learn, in the process of getting there, uh, the errors are, minimum. And if you have a mistake, you correct it right there and then, and address it. And that's just being an entrepreneur, man. That's how you learn how to not be the best at it, or not, you don't have all the answers read, but you kind of understand of like, okay, these are the risks and these are the rewards. Like maybe I shouldn't do that because that could lead to something that I don't want to, I don't want to go down that direction. So let's just keep it right here,
Right.
because that's working.
Right. Yeah, for sure, dude. I agree with everything you said now, and also one of the things that I've been pondering on this week, dude, has been the whole concept of, I think one of the things that you need to have as an entrepreneur is I'm gonna use the word humility, but I don't want to sound like cliche,
Okay.
but definitely humility in the sense of like knowing that you don't know everything,
You don't.
and it's okay to uh, to fail, like you said earlier. But also, what I want to add to that is, it's okay to be self aware, man.
Of course. Yeah.
I feel like some people sometimes don't want to be they're not okay with being self aware, because obviously when you're self aware, you're aware of your, like, where you lack.
Well, you're like, I do feel like some people are like, they're just stuck in their ways.
Right.
They know everything. I know, they, but blah, blah, blah. No, I'm like, every day you wake up, dude, you're learning something new.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, you bring certain people into your life. They have certain knowledge, or they
Yes.
have so many years behind certain things, and they bring that, into your business as an entrepreneur, and you're like, oh, okay, well, they've been through certain things, and they're giving you the knowledge for free. Like, hey, bro, like, listen, like, I've done this, I've done that, and sometimes if you do, I admire you. If you do, little things like this, it will help you.
Right.
So you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, why not? It's like Kobe and Shaq. It's
Right.
like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They had something. They had something they could give each other,
Yeah.
right? And that was a team, being a team player and listening to each other.
Yeah.
The same thing with entrepreneurship.
Yeah. The greatness came because they were all great.
They were all
and they
great.
collaborated.
Correct.
And that's one of the things that I'm learning now, dude. Like I mentioned, dude, I've had several businesses. A few have, maybe one or two have been pretty successful where I've seen some growth,
Yeah.
but nothing like what I'm engaging in today,
Okay.
And kind of piggybacking on what we were just talking about, dude. Like, I just for this new endeavor, dude. Like, I couldn't have done it on my own.
And
And it was,
you need a team.
yeah,
You need that
Yeah.
one person to help you, because
Yeah.
you might be, like, I tell people, you might be good at something, but you might be lacking on on other stuff.
right,
And that person that comes into your team is good at that part.
right,
If they bring that knowledge and they bring that wisdom that sometimes you're, as an entrepreneur, you're scared to do certain things
yes,
because you're like, oh, I don't know about that. But then they come in, they're like, well, let me take care of that.
yeah,
Like, go ahead. And if
yeah,
it works out, that's cool. And then it takes something
Dude.
off my back.
yeah, bro. I'm an experiencer of just that recently.
Yeah.
Dude. You know my buddy, dude, and so Oscar Reese, right here from Rosie's Tacos, man, here in Verrado, dude. He's the one who came to me. We were already friends. We had been friends for a while. We vacationed together and stuff like that, But just last year,
The thing about him, he saw something in you.
dude, you know what? I'm so grateful for that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
that. And I want to say something about that right now, but not specifically that, but something around that. But just real quick, he's a guy, going back to the whole, like, be humble, know your limits, and then also
Yeah.
be willing to allow others to come in to help you, ask for help. I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes
Gotta ask for help.
we don't really do that because we want to do it on our own,
Yeah.
But with this guy, he just came around and he's like, hey, man, tell me about your vision. I did. And he's like, I believe in it.
Yep.
I believe in you, and and let me help you. And you know what, dude? Like he, the best way I could describe it is like he stuck out his hand and he was like, let me bring you to my level, dude.
That's correct.
You know?
Yeah.
And
because he saw the talent. He saw the talent. He saw the person you are. He saw that you have dreams. He saw that you're hungry, you're humble, and you're one of those persons that is hard to find, honestly. You know, because a lot of people don't have the balls to. Because I tell people, look, man, a lot of people have dreams. A lot of people have things that they want to do in life, but they're too scared. And unfortunately, a lot of these people just, you know, they go to the grave with all their dreams, and they. You know, and all these dreams that they have, bro, they're over there like, you know, trying to wake up and trying to, you know, come alive. But because they were too scared, they never did that.
Yeah.
And they took it right into the grave with them. So don't be scared, man. Just do it. At the end of the day, like, if it doesn't work out, who cares?
Who cares, bro?
Who cares?
Start again.
You wake up tomorrow the next day and you start again.
You have life. That's what you need.
That's what you need, bro.
Bro, and to your point right now, like, I think one of the things that as I've been reminiscing, like what led up to this point, you know, for me, a few things. I'm a big, you know, I believe in God, dude. That's just my thing,
Same
you know. So I can see His hand in everything, but also the point I want to make is, I want to tell the audience, like, you need to try, because even the failures and the successes ultimately leads you to that one point where, from that point forward, is where you know, it just clicks and it works.
Correct.
And I was talking to my wife about that. I was like, man, if we wouldn't have done this and we wouldn't have done that, and WIFFY's hot dogs back in the day wouldn't have been a thing, like, it wouldn't have led to us right now where we're at.
Where you at?
And I was like, try, because you never know where it's going to lead. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like,
I tell people, ideas are ideas. Ideas are ideas until you make it into something.
Right.
Then it becomes something.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody has a great idea, but does everybody have the balls to make it into...
To put it into action.
Action, yeah.
I was talking to another dude, and he's like, dude, you got to just walk and talk. Walk and talk.
Talk is cheap.
I was like, bro, that is so good. Like, walk and talk. He's like, that's how I got to where I got to. He's like, just action with talking, but both, you know?
Both, yeah.
But what I wanted to share with you, dude, was a quote that a friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine who's in a way an entrepreneur, you know, not necessarily, but yes, because he's like a church planter, you know? So those guys, they start from the bottom, they build like a church, so they, in a way, are like business guys, you know? Yeah. But he told me, he's like, you know what, dude? Because I asked him, and going back to the being self-aware part, I sometimes, I don't ask everybody, but some people that are kind of close to me, you know, or like, they don't necessarily have to be close, but people that I maybe met and I respect, you know, you know, whatever, I'll just ask them to speak into my life. And the way I'll do that is like, hey, you know, when you think of WIFFY, you know, whether you know me a lot or a little, like, what are the first top 3 things that come to mind? And then like, you know, what do you think are some of my weaknesses, you know? And I do that just to kind of get some perspective, you know?
Yeah.
But I asked him that basically.
But the fact that you're honest about that, that's cool, bro.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
really cool, because a lot of guys, they're not like that, you know, because some of the dudes are programmed to be a certain way. And the fact that you're like, hey, bro, like, you know, point me out on certain things.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And for those watching, man, like,
bro,
it's okay to get pointed out, man. That's how you polish yourself,
exactly,
you know?
Yeah.
But he ended up telling me, he's like, bro, you know, he told me a few things, but one of the things that he had talked about was like charisma. But he shared this quote with me. He's like, charisma will open the door, but character will keep it open.
Character, exactly.
And I was like, that's powerful, dude.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, that's amazing. Heck yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So, dude, I'm gonna share with you what he told me with the bad side too. Just total transparency.
Okay.
Because I want the audience to hear too, and in the spirit of being open, you know. He's like, dude, charisma will get you in the door. He's like, you don't struggle with that at all. He's like, but character is what will keep it open. He's like, and if I can speak into your life, is character, it means consistency. It means that you know who you are behind closed doors and like when nobody's watching.
Yes.
But then also your I forget the word he used, but when he said that word, he's like, that means you need to work on your health, dude, too.
Yeah.
You know? Your representation. And he was like, how you look is, you know, unfortunately how people will perceive you too.
That's
you
correct.
know?
Yeah.
So in the spirit of being open and stuff like that, dude, that's one of the things that I struggle with.
Okay.
You know, my weight and stuff like that, and not in a body shaming type of way. So
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to say that, but like, you know, I know I need to own that, and I need to grow in that, especially as I get into business.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
because you know,
Well, it keeps your mind focused. I
Mm.
feel like when you, because being an entrepreneur, bro, your mind is racing a million miles. Um, I tell people depend on you in every way, shape, or form. They, because at the end of the day, like you gotta remember, man, if you're not mentally right, physically and spiritually right, and you're going into a business, bro, where people are like relying on you, people are like looking up to you, people are like looking for the answer at you, and if you don't have those other things that are important, bro, like how are you supposed to help these people out?
right, right,
You know, so it's like, well, yeah, it is important, and then they make sure that you're in those sectors of your life that you're good.
for sure.
You know, that you feel good, you look good, and that you represent yourself the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
an easy thing to hear, but definitely something that's
Yeah,
powerful. You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And so I turned around and I was like, you know what? Forget you, dog. Now,
Yeah. But he's looking out for you, though.
no, for sure,
No,
for
he's
sure.
looking out for you
Yeah,
because, like I
all
said,
love, dude.
yeah, it's all love. Because, like I said, once you go into this um, line of work, because I look at it as a line of work. I'm like, man, this is a job. Because
Yeah.
I leave the shop and I'm still working.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like, I could be on vacation. I'm still working.
10-4, dude.
I could, and I tell the guys, when you guys leave this door and you guys shut the door and close it, your responsibility stops in the door. Our responsibility continues because taxes and bills and the landlord and the customers are mad and the customer has a complaint and the customer's either the customer's happy. So there's like so many things that could happen. They could go wrong
Yeah,
in this little space. So yeah, you want to be mentally, physically, and everything right, spiritually, and
yeah.
and just
Everything
make
fit,
sure
dog.
everything is your mind is and it's like a horse at the Kentucky Derby, man, just
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah, yeah, for sure, dude. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys, if you guys have stayed tuned with us up to this point, man, like become self-aware and allow others to speak into your life. And even if they share things that might make you feel uncomfortable, that's okay.
It's okay.
Because it doesn't mean that it's true. But if it is true, it helps you to, make some changes in your life and polish yourself, man.
Yeah, for the better good.
For sure, man. Dude, what are some things, man, that like what are the top 3 things that in your journey you've learned that you would want to share with our audience tonight? Dude?
Oh man, it's a tough question. What are just be humble, man. Just be humble. Help people out. People that come into your life, help them out, and just if you have an idea, just do it. If you have an idea, execute it. Don't be scared. Obviously, none of us have the answers or the blueprint to anything. We're born that way. We're just born to adapt. We're born to be hunters, man, of whatever we want. It might be, a dream, it might be a job, it might be a career, it might be a college degree, whatever it may be, man. Just go after it and don't be scared because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to doubt you. There's going to be a lot of people that don't believe in you, or there's going to be people that just look at you that you're crazy. And that's okay because you need that. You need that because that pushes you to a certain point in your life that you're like, you know what? I got this. I need that energy. I need that because at the end of the day, I believe in myself, and I believe in in God, and I believe that He has a plan for me, and my calling is a certain way, and my calling is to do these things to help people out. So I would just say, just go for it, man. Don't be scared.
10-4, dude. Hey, and so right now, going back to what you shared earlier, man, you got basically 4 locations, man. You got a school open.
Yeah.
Where do you see Signature Barbershop going in the future, man?
So the plan for this is to create a franchise. I think that's been a talk in the shop with a lot of the guys here that work here. They pour in their blood, sweat, and tears. We're in the trenches with them every single day. How much they pour into this place, and I feel like the right thing to do is to give them the opportunity to own a business themselves and grow this place, or grow the brand, I should say, into, if it, a national brand, and something that goes from coast to coast to, city to city, state to state. I think that's the end goal for this, to be barber owned and barber ran, and and create more barbershops for them, so they can own a piece of the pie too.
Right on, dude. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty powerful, man. How far away from that are you think for that? At least the first one.
Actually, I think we're around the corner. Yeah, I think we got one more in mind that we're gonna open ourselves, and then after that, I feel like at that point, I think it's gonna start into that where these guys are gonna step in and start owning their own place and their own barbershop, their own business. I feel like
Cool, dude.
yeah, we have all the. I think we already made all the mistakes. I think we did the trial and error. We did what we're not supposed to do, and I feel like now we have a cool system for them, a cool foundation, and we have everything that we need to, all the things that we need to implement. We already have them here, and I feel that this could just go really. It could go really far. Honestly, with the right team and the right people in the right place, we're gonna expand pretty fast.
Cool, man. I have a few questions for you, dude, before we start to wrap it up, dude. But real quick, man, where does the name Signature Barbershop come from? You kind of shared a cool story with me the other day.
I was in Chicago one time. I was there for my anniversary with my wife, and we went to this place in Chicago. It was a really cool restaurant, and on the 95th floor in Chicago, and it was called the Signature Room. And I was like, damn, that's a cool name, bro. The Signature. We get up there, it's the signature drinks, signature plates. So I was like, damn, that's a pretty cool name. That'll be kind of cool. And I was just like, whatever, And we go to our first location in Scottsdale. We opened up. It was called Men's Lounge. It was Signature Men's Lounge. And we're broke. We're like, bro, we can't even afford a sign right now, even if our life counted on it. So I'm like, I tell my wife, you know what? Like, it's Men's Lounge. Oh, is it no, it wasn't Men's Lounge. It was Signature Men's something like that. And I was like, well, it kind of like pushes certain people away because the name just doesn't sound right. So there was already Signature up there. So I was telling the guy, I was like, hey man, can you remove that men's part of it or whatever it means? And it just put Signature Barbershop. So he just cut the sign off, put it together.
Get out.
And that's how Signature came about. And
dude, what a dope story, dude.
Yeah, and in my head, I'm like, man, it would be cool to have, things signed in this place. And I'm like, oh, we're in Scottsdale, right? And next thing you know,
have celebrities.
Yeah, dude. And then one day, I'm there with the guys, we're cutting hair, and here comes Jason Kidd. It's right there, his signature. Walks in with his son, sits down. He's like, hey, it's me and my son. We're getting a haircut. I'm like, cool. I'm like looking at him, I'm like, man, this guy looks familiar. Who is this guy? And I looked the other way and I told my guy, like, hey, bro, this is an NBA player. And he's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, it's Jason Kidd. He's like, yeah, it is Jason Kidd. And I'm like, I tell everybody, just keep calm. Like, don't scare him, bro. And he gets in the chair. We shave his head, and then we give his son a haircut. And I told the guys, hey, don't say anything. Just let's, let him come back, a couple times. And then he came once, came twice. And that was like the fifth time. I'm like, you know what? He's family, bro. And I'm like, hey, man, you're Jason Kidd, man. He's like, nah. I'm like, you're an NBA player. He's like, nah, I'm nobody. I'm like, right. And he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm Jason Kidd. And he's sitting there on the couch, and this guy walks in, sits down right in front of him, and he's like looking at him like, holy moly. And he's like, hey, man, you're Jason Kidd. And he's like, yeah, that's me, man. They start talking basketball. He's really cool, bro. Jason Kidd is like, man, he's like, shout out to him. If he sees this, man, shout out to him. The most humble person I ever met in my life. NBA player. He's so nice. His mom came there, his son, his wife. Super cool. We went to LA as an assistant coach. So he was coming back and forth, and he would bring his son in and give him a haircut. And then one day he said he was going to go to Dallas. He was going to spend a lot of time in Dallas. So we were like, oh, man, that sucks. And then that thing, him and then another celebrity, we had, DeAndre Aiden, we had my friend Sean Lavelle from the at the time he was playing for the Redskins. And it was like a domino effect, dude. We just had, Christian Walker, we had, freaking baseball players, basketball players, NFL players, we had, celebrities from like Hollywood. And it was just like, dude, the name, and then we have a wall there. And every time we get a celebrity, once we get to know them, we're like, hey, can you sign the wall for us? Or can you, and then the next thing you know, they're bringing pictures and frames and they're signing it for them. I'm like, dude, the name, perfect. Signature Barbershop. So everything you see in there is signed. So I was
so
like,
cool.
it just fell in the laps. And
Yeah,
then I was
so
thinking
cool.
in Chicago, like, man, I was like manifesting like the name. I was like, damn, that would be cool, have every, a barbershop with the name Signature Cuz, Signature Shades, Signature Kids, and,
Yeah.
celebrities to come in here and sign something for you. So Signature Barbershop came to life.
Dude, that's so cool, man. So you've gotten to meet a lot of people.
I met a lot of cool people in my chair. In my chair, dude, I could tell you, man, and being in this industry, bro, you meet some of the most successful people and some of the most humble people in every walks of life. I met people that are going to their funerals.
Mm.
I met people that are getting married. I met people that are getting their job promotion. I met people that, just had a lot of things going on in their life. And here we are in our chair to, for the 30 or 40 minutes that we have them to make them feel, love and feel appreciated, So I think that's priceless. Honestly, it's priceless.
Right on.
Be like that.
Hey, and out of all the celebs you met, dude, which one's the one that you think or you would say that you came closest to or became closest to?
Man, I think Jason Kidd was the guy, man.
Was the guy?
He was a man. Yeah, we talked to him, man. Like, what's up, Jace? Say Jason, hey, what's up, guys? He'll come in there and say hi, dab everybody up, say hi to everybody. How's everybody doing? Yeah, he's cool, man. And he's from Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Sacktown.
Cali guy,
yeah. And we would play some of the music because in all of the shops we play, a certain types of music. We have, we create our own playlist, and there was times he would sit down and he would like listen to a certain song, and he's like, man, I haven't heard this song in a minute. It's my jam, and you just see him, over there bobbing his head a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell? Jason Kidd. I'm like,
yeah, in the house.
In the house, yeah. And he became family, man. He was cool. We had since we were in Scottsdale, we have a lot of spring training there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys that come in there, they're in beginnings of their careers as a baseball player. So we've seen a lot of AAA players, AA players, some guys that play for the big leagues. And got close to a lot of those guys, man, myself. Because, I've seen these kids, some of these kids growing from day one, not getting a contract or, like, getting transferred here, getting transferred there, and it's crazy, man. Like,
yeah, that life is crazy.
This life is crazy. And,
yeah.
Some of them, don't make it. But it's cool because, we keep in touch with them and they're happy and things like that. But the sacrifice they got to go through to make it there, and some do make it, and they'll send us, they'll send us a message, saying, that congratulations, etc. That they made it, to the big leagues, man. That's kind of cool to see that. That they were in our chairs, before they were even anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we're like, dude, we're watching TV. We're like, hey, man, we know that guy. That's my haircut.
Yeah.
So, as a barber, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
dude.
pretty cool to see that.
Dude, so tell us real quick, man, before we wrap it up, dog. So what are some things that you personally like to do? Like, for Joe, man, what's your hobby? How do you like to spend your time?
Dude, I like to read a lot, man. I like to read the Bible. I wasn't really religious until I met my wife. Started reading the Bible more. A lot of business books, entrepreneurs, like a lot of the books that, just kind of expand your mind, bro. And, working out and just spending time with my family. It's got to that point where, some things are more important to me now that, my family and my wife and my kids it's my prime time. Everything else is extra. I don't pay attention to certain things no more that, back in the day I used to like, will pull me in that I thought it was like important, where now that it's like when you start slowing down things, you're like, that's not really that important, or trying to create a certain image or trying to be someone that you're not.
Mm.
That's not important anymore. I feel that, being in the moment, being present, being that loving father, the loving husband, and then, being the entrepreneur that you need to be, I think that's more important. Taking care of your people and taking care of your family, and just living by God, man. Honestly, I think that's what has made me a better person.
Mm. So what was the change for you, dude? Like from going from that pursuit to not, and just being okay with that, dude.
Um, Things are gonna come your way. I feel like when you're chasing something and you want it so bad, bro, you drain yourself, and honestly, it's not even, it's not worth it, because at what price do you keep pursuing that? Do you keep chasing that? Do you want to get to that point? In life, honestly, life is a marathon, dude. And if you take your time, it's better, because sometimes when you get certain things at a certain, at a moment that you're not ready, bro, there's a lot of things could go wrong. A lot of things can happen to you. And if you're not ready, bro, it could be really bad for you.
Mm.
Because sometimes money can be a good thing and money can be a bad thing,
Mm.
and money can be evil too, man. It could destroy your life. It could destroy your family. It could destroy yourself. Your well being. So sometimes it's better to just pace yourself and take your time. And your time is gonna come. When it comes, you'll be ready for that.
Mm.
So,
Dude, I agree with that 1000%, man. I was just talking to my wife about that, and I was like, you know what? I'm grateful, even though it's been frustrating at times,
that's fine.
that that it has finally come at the time that it has, because I feel like, I've learned a thing or two in life where, like you said, man, certain things aren't like the thing anymore.
No.
And if I would have gotten it a little bit sooner, man, maybe my life would have taken a different direction.
Correct. Well, I have a good, really good story before we leave. But I had a friend that in Scottsdale. His name was Dave, and this guy was very successful. This guy had a lot of money, had everything that everybody wanted: cars, house. This dude traveled the world, and I opened my shop in 2018. I think I cut his hair for, like, I don't know, 5, 6 years. I think something like that. And one day he told me, he's like, "Dude, you're rich. You just don't know it." And I'm like, "You're crazy, bro. You talking about, bro? You just pull up with a Ferrari, Lamborghini. You got all the toys and big ass house." And he's like, "Nah." He's like, "You go home to your wife and your kids." He's like, "I go home to an empty house."
Mm.
I was like, "Damn." And he's like, "I lost my family. I lost my wife because of my drinking, the money that I had. I had access to a lot of bad things, and I took that over what really matters."
Mm.
He was there every Friday. I cut his hair every Friday, and I opened up my second shop, so I wasn't there as much. And one day I get a phone call saying, "Hey, Dave shot himself in the head."
Mm.
I was like, "Damn."
Mm.
I was like, "Wow." So I was thinking the other day, I was like, "Dude, I think I kept him alive."
Mm.
For like for like 5 years, bro.
Mm.
I was the only friend he had, bro.
Mm.
So yeah, man. Life was a marathon.
Mm. Yeah, dude, I can thank you for sharing that, dude. That
Oh
was
yeah.
deep, dude. That was deep. And it resonated me in a lot of ways, man. I I did a podcast with my wife, and kind of going back to the whole idea of being transparent, being genuine. I uh I just kind of aired out the dirty laundry in that
Oh yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
dude. But where I'm getting to with that is that I didn't value those things at first, man.
Yep.
You know, I was so focused on trying to get to where I wanted to go
I was the same way.
and accomplishing my dream. You know, I had a dream,
Hmm.
and bro, when I got married, not only was I not ready for marriage, but then when kids came into the picture
Hmm.
and all the stress, and then we had 3 kids under 4 years, so it was boom, 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 and then just feeling the stress, feeling the dream fading, and I became angry, dude. I became bitter, you know. And by the grace of God, dude, my wife is still my wife, and thank God my kids, you know, they don't hate their dad, but I wish I could tell you that from the very beginning, no, it was all peaches and cream, and I was cruising, and life was good, but that wouldn't be true.
No, that's that'll be the perfect
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah. And my point with all this is like, you know, fortunately, um, through just kind of like, you know, allowing God to speak into my life, dude.
Sure, yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that I allowed him. It was more like him kind of humbling me, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Same here, man.
I've
Same
gotten to the
here.
point where it's like now I know what's important.
Yeah,
You
what's
know?
important? I mean, like I told you, my friend, man, he told me that. He's like, dude, you're rich. You just don't know it.
Mm,
And yeah. I mean, that dude had it everything. He had
mm,
everything. You know,
mm.
he told me, you know, like we were, you know, every Friday, 3 p.m. he was there, and we would just talk, man, personal stuff all the time. Everything, you know, talking about life, talking about, you know, he would ask me about the kids and the wife, and you know, everything's cool, man. You know, everything, you know, life is, you know, everything's going great. And you know, he opened up to me. He's like, dude, you know, sometimes yeah, I will, you know, because he was sober for like, I think he was sober for like 4 or 3 years, something like that.
Mm.
He didn't drink no more, and he's like, when I used to drink, bro, I used to drink like, you know, 4 or 5 bottles of wine, sometimes 8 a day. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's. And he's like, and it was like expensive wine. It wasn't anything cheap. And then he's like, I had a lot of friends because I was the one that was paying the tab.
Right.
I'm like, well, you really get to know who really are your friends, you know, because once he quit drinking, all his friends were gone.
Mm.
None of them were there, you know, and you know, I think he was like, you know, he was really empty inside, bro. And he met me, cutting his hair, became friends, and I feel like when I left Scottsdale, I went to venture out to, you know, Chandler and spend more time there, and I will see him here and there, but you know, after all that happened, that you know, I didn't see that coming. Honestly, I didn't think anything of Dave, you know. And my wife told me, she's like, hey, listen, some people are really good hiding those things, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, out of everybody, I did not see him doing something like that. I was like, that's felt a little guilt,
Mm.
you know. I was like, man, if I would have just stayed here and you know kept continue to you know take care of him, if he would have just told me, you know, maybe I should have saw the signs and I didn't see the signs, but you know, God has different plans for everybody, man.
That's rough, dude. Yeah, man, that's tough, dude. Yeah, and it isn't it always the case, man? Like you said, the people that you least expect. I'm thinking of the actor. I just saw the movie Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah,
You know, Robin Williams.
Robert Williams, yeah,
Like who'd have ever thought, dude? You know?
Robert, yeah, Jumanji,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and he's no longer with us, man. And it's
They hide it. They're good at you know doing those things, and they you know they walked with a smile, man. You know, Robert Williams was like everywhere he went, he was like the light of the room.
mm,
You know, and
mm,
here you know you find out you're like what the
right, right.
you know, but yeah, you know sometimes you got to talk about certain things, man.
Yeah, for
As a
sure,
guy,
man.
especially as a guy, I feel like as man we are programmed a certain way. Um, we are meant to be hunters, gatherers, providers, and we were programmed not to show any weakness. We were programmed not to show any type of, you know, where people can feed off of us. You
Hmm.
know, that's just the way we are. Our DNA works that way. But, you know, sometimes you just got to be like, hey, no, you know, like, you know, I need help.
Yes,
I need help.
and there's strength and vulnerability, dude.
Correct.
And from a spiritual perspective, dude, when I am weak, he is strong, dude.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, dude, not to just kind of like change the vibe, dude, but as before we close out, what's something that you want to leave the audience with, and then also let them know, man, where they can find you.
They can find us at Signature Barbershop _ Verrado, man. This is the place to come. We're here to take care of you guys. We're here to, just give you a good time, man. Come into the shop. This is a man cave. This is the place where you could come in, as a guy, chill, relax. This is your place. This is your second home. And make sure you come in, book an appointment, come see us, and just let us do what we know how to do best, man. Is taking care of you guys.
Yeah, right on, dude. And what's like a word you want to leave the audience with, dude?
It's a cut above the rest, man. Cut above the rest. That's Signature Barbershop, man. So come check us out. I know we will take care of you guys. We will make sure that you guys have a good experience, and we'll make everything how it's supposed to be for you guys.
Awesome, man. Dude, I want to say thank you for allowing us into your space, man.
Appreciate
I know
that.
we moved your furniture around, man, but we're going to help you put it back together, dog.
You're good, bro. Appreciate you. No, I appreciate you, man, because, it's, I think we should do this more, man.
Yeah.
We should come up with some more ideas.
Hey, I'm going to have to make this my spot.
Anytime. You just let me know when you're ready, and I feel like this is the place to do these things, man.
For sure.
Honestly, I feel like we could bring more people in here.
Yeah, dude. And for all of you guys listening, man, I just want to say thank you for staying tuned up to this spot, man. Stay tuned for more episodes coming your way of the WIFFY Real podcast. And as we always close it out, hoorah, baby.
Later.